Greetings, chosen ones. Today I have an important reminder for you. Your life is a divine gift entrusted to you by God for a higher purpose. You are called, chosen ones, because you are God's earthly angels. Assigned a mission on this journey. Remember, your destiny isn't just about your personal journey. It's intricately woven into the lives of those around you. The people you allow into your circle can either uplift you or pull you away from fulfilling your God-given purpose. In today's video we'll dive deep into the importance of surrounding yourself with the right influences and how crucial it is, as a child of God, to guard your path towards your divine assignment. Chosen ones, have you ever considered how the company you keep shapes your destiny? Today we're going to explore why it's vital to choose your circle wisely, as it could make all the difference in your spiritual journey. So stay tuned, chosen ones, as we uncover the powerful truth about protecting your purpose and fulfilling the divine mission God has placed upon your life. As we begin, let's grow together as we dive into today's message. In this video, we'll explore why it's crucial, as a child of God, to be mindful of the company you keep and how it impacts your destiny. We'll reflect on the spiritual journey that often calls us to make difficult but necessary decisions, including separating from familiar surroundings and relationships. Spirit wants to use the biblical story of Abraham, who had to part ways with Lot, and country to fully embrace God's promise. Sometimes we too must walk alone to fully step into our divine purpose. Remember, God's separation is a form of protection. He may pull you away from certain people to guard you from envy, strife, and other distractions. Distraction that could hinder your spiritual growth. This can be challenging, but it's a vital step in aligning with God's will for your life. As we dive into these themes, I encourage you to reflect on your own journey. Embrace the path that God has for you, even if it means leaving behind what's familiar. So, let's get started, and may this message guide you in making the decisions that will bring you closer to God's plan for your life. This message emphasizes the spiritual journey of those who feel called by God to a higher purpose, often requiring them to separate from their familiar surroundings. Here are the key points highlighted. Isolation from comfort zones. When God calls someone, he often isolates them from their familiar environments. This can be uncomfortable and challenging, but it's part of the process to fulfill the divine purpose. God's separation is a protection from envy. The assignment given to you by God may attract jealousy from those around the chosen one. This envy can become a tool for the enemy to hinder their progress. Therefore, God may separate them from certain people to protect them. The Bible reminds us that the heart of man is wicked, which means that envy and jealousy can drive people to do harm. God's separation is a means to shield the chosen from such potential dangers. By divine protection, the underlying reason for this separation is God's desire to protect his chosen ones from the enemy's plans to kill, steal, and destroy lives. The enemy seeks to destroy the good that God has planned for the world, and those filled with envy and jealousy can be unwitting instruments in destroying you. This passage touches on the importance of being mindful of the people around you, especially when it comes to sharing your life and visions with others. Just as in the Bible story of Abraham being called to leave his country, people and family for a fresh start, Genesis 12:1 illustrates that God may sometimes ask you to leave behind everything familiar to give you a fresh start. This separation can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary for personal growth and to fulfill God's purpose for your life. The message suggests that where you are physically, spiritually, or who you are surrounded by can sometimes hinder your progress, and God may cause a separation to help you focus and move forward. The underlying message also embraces the path God has for you, that it might be necessary to distance yourself from influences that could detract from your journey. Underscores the individual nature of each person's destiny, indicating that sometimes you must walk alone to fulfill your unique purpose, as with Abraham's separation from Lot. Chosen ones, there are moments when parting ways is necessary to receive new revelations and to grow into the next phase of your journey with God. As in the biblical story demonstrates how Abraham left his country, but he went with Lot. But because Lot was not part of the promise, he could not continue with Abraham. Genesis 13, verses 5, 9, and 14 to 15. Lot, who was moving about with Abraham, also had flocks and herds and tents. But the land could not support them while they stayed together, for their possessions were so great that they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose between Abraham's herders and Lot's. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abraham said to Lot, "Let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herders and mine, for we are close relatives. Is not the whole land before you?" asked Abraham. Abraham suggested, "Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left." God can also ask you to leave friends and family to avoid unnecessary strife and contention. Such as the example of Abraham and Lot. Chosen one's strife would not allow you to focus on your journey. It will tamper with your peace of mind and give the devil access to your life. God does not want this for you. So he makes you decide to walk away from friends and family before things become messy. God wants you to follow peace with all men. But you can do that from a distance. One of the defining moments in Abraham's life was after he parted with Lot. God spoke to Abraham immediately after he separated from Lot. This was when God made another covenant with Abraham. Why do you think God waited for Lot to leave? When God wants to make a covenant, he does not call everyone. He only chooses one man and commits himself. When God wants to take you through processes where you will become refreshed, he calls you out for a new beginning. This is a call to start over, initiate better ideas, and move forward, and to enjoy a new beginning. You must let go of the old. Abraham had to leave Lot to lay hold of God's promises. The separation brought him to a phase that built his relationship with God. There can be no new beginning if you are unwilling to submit to God's way. Abraham was a man who heard God and followed with prompt actions. He did not contemplate God's instructions to leave his household. As he heard God, he took action. You will always find God speaking to Abraham. It was because he had seen a loyal friend. Abraham also revered and honored God. Each time he obeyed, God moved a step further with him. You also must learn to be spiritually aligned with the seasons in your life. You must know when the timeline of certain people has come to an end. You must realize that not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some people are only in your life for a season, and when that season ends, it's time to move on. This doesn't mean there was anything wrong with the relationship, but rather that God has a new direction for you. That requires a different focus or a different set of people around you. In the story of Abraham and Lot, the separation was necessary for Abraham to fully embrace God's promise. Lot represented a part of Abraham's past, and while they were close, Lot's presence began to create strife and division. By parting ways, Abraham was able to refocus on God's plan for his life without the distractions and tensions that had arisen. Similarly, in our own lives, there are times when God will lead us to separate from certain people or situations that may hinder our spiritual growth, or prevent us from fully receiving what he has for us. This doesn't mean we cut off relationships harshly or without consideration, but rather that we remain sensitive to God's leading, understanding that he knows what is best for our journey. When God asks us to move on from certain relationships or situations, it's an opportunity for growth and a deeper relationship with him. Just as Abraham experienced a new beginning after his separation from Lot, we too can experience new beginnings and blessings when we obey God's promptings. It requires trust, obedience, and the willingness to let go of the familiar, in order to embrace the new things God has in store for us. Ultimately, the story of Abraham and Lot teaches us about the importance of obedience to God's direction, and the necessity of sometimes making difficult decisions in order to align ourselves with his will. By doing so, we open ourselves up to greater blessings and a closer walk with God. Chosen ones, not everyone will accompany you on your walk with God. You will leave many behind. You will often experience a painful separation from people you are not ready to let go of. No matter how painful it is, don't hold on to people God wants you to let go. You also have to be sensitive like Abraham. This message also reflects the journey of faith and personal growth, much like Abraham. You are chosen because you are light. You represent what the world needs: love, compassion, understanding, kindness, knowledge, wisdom. Chosen ones, as your journey of self-discovery and empowerment and growth that come with it. Embracing your own light and refuse to be swayed by negativity. Chosen ones, Spirit want to leave you with this message: keep shining your light into the world. The world needs it today more than ever. Your journey is important to the current world, and your resilience serves as an inspiration to others. Keep spreading love, compassion, and wisdom along your earthly journey. Stay aligned with God's plan for your life, chosen ones, and not mankind's plan. Your journey is unique and your light is needed in this world. Stay true to your purpose, and let nothing stand in the way of fulfilling the destiny God has set before you. Chosen ones, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How do you ensure you're surrounded by the right influences on your spiritual journey? I leave you in peace and light.
Don't forget to like, because every time you leave a like, you are telling YouTube this message is good for you and they can pass it on to more people. By doing this, you will help to bless thousands of people worldwide. We rise by helping each other. That's why it's important to leave your like now. And click the bell to be notified when new videos are uploaded to Spiritual Eyes subscribers, YouTube page, Google+, and Instagram, so you don't miss updates on God's messages to build and lift, comfort and calm, teach and inspire, empower and transform lives. Stay blessed. I leave you in peace and love.